I just got a standing desk this year, and I am like super excited to be able to stand up and do these. Anyway, I work with a lot of clients doing both a redo of a DIY website and also a brand new one from scratch, because they started to get into the weeds of this thing and they were like, holy I don't know what I'm doing here. And I tell all of them the same thing, because maybe it's not so obvious. When you have a website, the first thing that you need to do when you launch it is tell people that it exists. So the unpopular opinions, and I have two that I'll share with you today. Before I dive into the two secrets, hi, my name is Caitlin. I run Launch the Damn Thing. I am a Squarespace web designer and educator, and I like talking about the tools in my tool belt that help me run my business as a one-woman show, and how you can do the same thing. Secret number one, you don't have to be on social media. I'm just gonna wait for the gasps. I don't mean that necessarily as a blanket statement. What I actually mean is pick one thing that you enjoy doing, a platform that you like being on, whether it's blogging, whether it's YouTubing, whether it's TikToking. Are any of these verbs? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have two things to focus on. Where is your audience, or where do you think they are? So look at the platforms. Where are they hanging out? And if that's also a platform that you genuinely enjoy being on, then it's okay to take on that platform. But what I don't want you to do is to also be on 8 other platforms, because you will wear yourself thin so fast and you will give up on everything and you will say it's too hard. Your website won't get any traffic because you're not doing anything anymore. And then you'll go back to your day job. Nobody wants that. So what I want you to do instead is to pick a single platform to start with, where you're pretty sure your audience hangs out, where you already like to be, where you're okay with having content on that platform, and just focus on that by itself and your website. You also don't have to have different content for your website updates and for your social media updates. Ideally, it's the same piece of content that you spread the love around in. So you write or create or record this thing that you can share on your website, ideally, so that Google sees that your website stays updated. But you can also piecemeal that out and put it on your social platforms as content. So don't overextend yourself. It takes a lot of effort to schedule these posts and create a strategy around what you're actually posting and whether or not that's going to create or attract potential clients and bringing them to your website and having them buy something from you or buy a service from you. It's a huge amount of responsibility, right? So let's take that down a notch. Let's not put so much responsibility on our shoulders. If you hate being on Twitter, then don't be on Twitter. If you hate being on the platform, you're not going to use it. And when you do use it, it's not going to feel genuine and exciting or interesting to people who are looking at your posts, because they can feel that you don't want to be there. And that comes through in the kinds of content that you're putting out. And I speak from experience here. Like, I did all the things. I was posting to LinkedIn and to Facebook and to Twitter and to Instagram and doing all of the things. Pinterest, oh my God, Pinterest was a huge one. I was on Board Booster. You probably don't even know what that is. Pinning all the things, like 50 pins a day, every day, spending hours trying to read through all these articles and make sure that my pins were valuable content. It spread myself too thin, and then I didn't have time to do anything else. And that's the problem that I find clients waiting in. They see these big companies that probably have these massive teams, or at least one dedicated social media manager posting to all these different platforms. There's like TikTok videos, and there's Instagram Reels, Instagram Lives, Facebook groups, private communities, YouTube channels. You can't be everywhere providing and creating and sharing good content in all of these places if it's just you. These big companies, these Marie Forleos, They have teams to help them do these things. And until you get to that place, you really need to drill down on the one marketing method that you're going to pick to get your message out there. If you don't want to be on social media at all, like me, I have platforms. I am on Instagram, maybe the most. I'm in Facebook groups a lot, but never on my page. I have a LinkedIn profile. I have a business profile and a personal profile. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on Twitter. But when's the last time I posted on any of those platforms? Just go take a gander. I'm not. Where I focus my effort is on my blog. That is my happy place. I like to write and create content like this for you on that platform. That's what I do the best, and it kills two birds with one stone. I am telling Google that I keep my website updated. I'm providing valuable content that people come to my website specifically to read, and the fact that they stay there, Google says, yeah, you're doing a good job. I'll keep sending people your way, and that is how I get clients. End of story. No ads, no marketing, no social media. It is possible. So you just have to pick the method that you feel the best doing and go all in on that one thing. You can pick up additional methods of marketing when you start to master the initial set. You can definitely pick up more, but I would pick up one at a time, master the secondary thing, then pick up a third, master the third, and pick up a fourth, master the fourth. You don't want to spread yourself too thin, is my point. So that's secret number one. You don't have to be on social media if you don't want to be, because spoiler alert, secret number two, the build it and they will come thing, it's not a thing anymore. You have to talk about what you do, you have to put it out there, and you have to put it out there a lot. The worst mistake you can possibly make is launch a brand new website and tell no one, including Google, that it exists. You let it sit there for 2 years and you do nothing ever with it ever again. Build it and they will come does not work anymore. And it hasn't worked for a really long time. The worst mistake you can possibly make is to pay all this money for a website and let it sit there and do nothing. Google is not interested in doing an index of every website that exists when they aren't being updated. I mean, think about it from your perspective. You do a Google search on something, you're looking for the most up-to-date information, especially if it's regarding technology or how to do something. They're not going to see your website pop up if you're not active on it. Google's looking for the most up-to-date, the best experience, the things that the websites that are mentioning the types of keywords that real human beings are searching for on Google. So if your website launches and you don't touch it again for 2 years, you are in trouble. People are not finding that website on purpose. In fact, if you launch your website and you don't connect it to Google Search Console, it may not even find your website or know that it exists for an undefined amount of time. And that could be anywhere from months, years, weeks, days. It depends on when Google accidentally stumbles upon your little domain out there on the interwebs. You have to tell Google that you exist first, and you have to keep reminding Google that you exist by updating content on your website, whether that's galleries, whether it's a blog, whether you're YouTubing and you also post those videos on your website, whether you have a membership area or a shop and you're adding inventory. Google wants to see that your website is being updated. The best possible way to do that is to have some sort of content marketing system. And that's why everybody and their brother tells you to blog. Creating content that helps other people. It doesn't have to be content for the sake of content. It doesn't have to be long research paper worthy posts. It doesn't even have to be written long form. It can be a podcast where you embed the player and put the show notes. Ideally, you have at least 2,000 words in there, so put the transcription. of the podcast. The same goes for video content. If you're posting to YouTube, also put the content in written form in the blog post with the video. You're actually aiming to help people in many different forms. So if it's possible for you to produce good content, whether it's audio, video, or written, do as much of that as you can. Make sure it's keyword rich and tell Google every time you post it. And luckily, inside Squarespace, you can do this. It's a built-in feature, and I'll show you how. When you create a new post in Squarespace, you have an area inside that post where the settings live. And we've gone over this in a previous post, which I'll make sure to link in the description below. But when you're inside the post, you can access that actually from two different areas. While you're inside the post, up at the top of the post, while you're like in edit mode, you have the title of the post and the fact that it says draft. If you click on that, it opens the pop-up for the settings for that post. If you notice, under Share, you have an option to tell Google Search Console that you have a new post. And all you have to do, once Google Search Console is already connected, you just turn the toggle on and it will give Google Search the title of the post automatically and the URL. So even if you schedule this to post, you can come in here and turn that on and it will do the rest for you. It'll tell Google that the post exists. If you're outside of the post, that would be in here. Click the ellipsis, same thing. Go into settings, under Share, enable it, and save. Done. Now, if you haven't connected Google Search Console yet, that's an easy thing to do. Go into your analytics and click on your search keyword. There will be a black button in here that says Connect to Google Search Console. That will connect your website to Google so you can see your search engine results. Then your Google Search Console will show up in your blog collection settings per post. So that's a neat little trick you might not have known that Squarespace does for you. No platform, and I say this as a Squarespace enthusiast, no platform is better than another for SEO. I know. I'm just gonna wait for that wave to fall over you. No, I'm just kidding. I say that because it 100% depends on the type of business that you run, what you expect your website to be able to do for you, and no longer is that dependent on the technology. So WordPress is not better at SEO than Squarespace. Squarespace is not better at SEO than WordPress. And neither of them are better or worse than Showit or Shopify or Weebly or Wix or Webflow or any of the others, because it's simply a different tech stack, basically. They all are designed to have more or less the same set of shit that all of the others do. It's how you work with what they give you. So basically, you have to learn the tools in order to make it happen. Because build it and they will come, like I said, does not work anymore. There's too much competition. There are too many other yous out there. And I mean that lightly. There are not a million other me's, but there are a lot of other web designers. So if you can... Just stepped on something sharp. I'm back. So if you can use the tools at your disposal and use them to the best of your ability and do all the keyword research that you can and write down what's working and what's not working and learn from your mistakes, you'll be golden. The worst thing that you can possibly do is spend tons of money on a custom website or an expensive template, design it, launch it, and tell no one that it exists because you're terrified of what people will think about what you're doing. Everyone has to start somewhere, including myself. I wish I had taken screenshots of my very first website. And I say that because I have been a professional graphic designer since 2006. That was when I started taking my first class. I also got my first design job, my in-house design job in 2006. I have been in the professional design world since 2006, and my first website was total shit. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know there was a strategy. I just knew that your logo was usually at the top, and there was a thing called a header and a thing called a footer, and everything in between. I had no idea what to fill that with. We all start somewhere. So if that doesn't make you feel better, then I don't know what to tell you. SEO is not something specific to a platform like WordPress, and you can use Squarespace to have a great SEO strategy, and you can bring clients in directly from Google, because I get all of my clients through Google. I'm not even going to tell you that my SEO is top notch. I've never hired anybody. I'm sure there's a shit ton of stuff that I could fix and it would be a lot better. But you know what? My DIY efforts have gotten me this far, and I think that that can apply to you too. So my 3 tips for the day are: number 1, you don't have to be on social media in order to have a successful online business. Secret number 2, you have to have some sort of marketing strategy. It doesn't have to be social media, but it does have to be something. And bonus secret number 3, SEO is not dependent on the platform your website is on. Any platform can handle basic SEO the same as any other platform. So don't let those myths scare you away from whatever platform you're leaning towards. Don't let people tell you that WordPress with Yoast is better than Squarespace without it. It doesn't matter. It's all dependent on how you actually use the tools you are given. So basically, it boils down to secret number 2. Again, if you don't tell people you exist, you won't get any clients or customers. You have to do the legwork yourself. That's just my thought for the day. Wanted to share that with you. I hope that was helpful. If you feel called out, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would like to hear where you are in your journey and cheer you on, because it is possible despite what you may feel. No one is an overnight success. I once heard Tim McGraw on a podcast, of all things. Side note, not a fan of country music, but his interview was fantastic, and I can't remember what podcast it was. He said a friend told him once that it took them 45 years to become an overnight success, and that stuck with me. Just because someone suddenly is the new and upcoming thing, it doesn't mean that they just started it the day before. So if you're feeling a little bit like comparisonitis is ruining your entrepreneurial journey, remember that somebody Tim McGraw knows said it took them 45 years to become a success overnight, and you can do it a lot faster than that.